Every government has its Secret Service branch. America, its CIA, France, Deuxième Bureau, England, MI5. NATO also has its own. A messy job? Well, that's when they usually call on me or someone like me. Oh, yes. My name is Drake. John Drake. I can clearly remember the very first time I experienced a real, genuine surprise. It was when I learned that storks bring only storks. Now, since then, I've been surprised, but not as much, until this morning. I had a call from the Baravian embassy asking me if I'd come at once to see them. Now, I've been sentenced to death by their present government, in my absence, fortunately. Technically speaking, of course, the Baravian embassy is on Baravian soil, but they were hardly likely to execute me there and then on a Wednesday morning in a respectable London square, so curiosity got the better of me. I was even more surprised when I was ushered into the office of my old enemy, Miguel Torres, spy, undercover agent, provocateur, freelance saboteur.
My old friend, John Drake.
Why aren't you dead?
Have a cigarette.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think, huh?
Of what?
Of me, Miguel Torres, now the legitimate representative of a legitimate government.
Everything legitimate.
Come now, we do not carry torches or banners, you or I. We do a day's work for a day's pay, and if we find ourselves on the opposite sides of the fence, what harm? We are professionals, mechanics. When the job is over, there is no hard feelings, huh?
What's on your mind?
Our President Gomez and his wife arrived in this country last night.
Oh, yes, I do scan a newspaper occasionally. Top-level trade talks, very good publicity angle, too. The lovers, where my husband goes, I go. My country and Maria are my life. It's all very touching.
I did a good job, yes. But it is all true. They are very dependent upon one another.
So?
Nothing must happen to either of them while they are in London. This is why I have sent for you.
Why me?
I was told to get the best.
Your dear old pal.
Right. I want you with your quick eyes watching, and your big ears listening, and your animal sense of danger.
And the real reason?
We are expecting trouble from your friends.
Be a little more explicit, please.
Come now, Drake. This is Mike Torres, remember? And remember 2 years ago, the uprising in Moravia? Who was it helped the leaders to escape, huh? Who was it found them refuge here in London? Who knows where they are and is trusted by them? You! That is why I must have your help.
What made you think I'd help you?
For $10,000 and expenses, $20,000.
No.
Double if you stop an attempt. Triple if you stop a bullet.
No. I wouldn't like to take your government's money. But I'll take the job, for one reason only. As you say, I know many Baravian exiles in this country. To them, the mere existence of your President Pablo Gomez is an offense and extreme provocation. They've got every reason for wanting to kill him. But they're my friends, and I wouldn't like them to get into that sort of trouble. He's not worth it.
But you will help me.
Yes, I'll
Come.
Thank you.
And I feel so lonely and I see you.
Enter.
Mr. Drake, senora.
Bring him in. He looks dependable.
I'm obliged.
You may go, Torres. I'll talk to Mr. Drake alone.
As you wish, senora.
I'm aware, Mr. Drake, that in the recent revolt in our country, you did not play a role exactly sympathetic to us.
Now, my sympathies on that occasion were with your husband's enemies. I helped them to escape. I thought, in fact, I still think that they were in the right. But that, of course, has nothing to do with my protecting your husband and yourself. Now.
Yes. They told me you were an honorable man. Ah, Torres has told you what is expected of you?
Yes.
And how do you propose to do it?
Well, I should think the first and obvious thing is to check on all the exiles over here. I know where most of them are and what they've been doing since they fled your country.
No, I do not want them persecuted anymore. Leave them alone.
Do you usually hire experts and then do the job yourself?
Let me put it this way, Mr. Drake. The revolt failed. The leaders lost homes, their wealth, everything. Now they are exiles, trying to make a new life in a strange country. We do not wish to be vindictive.
Well, admirable sentiments, but then, of course, you can afford to be forgiving. Nevertheless, I should still like to check on them, should I find it necessary.
Very well, Mr. Drake. If you say so. I should like you to report to Mr. Torres at least once every day.
No, not to Mr. Torres, either to you or to your husband.
Oh? Have you something against Mr. Torres?
No, that's hardly the point.
Then what is?
It's just that I've decided to be responsible only to you.
As you wish, Mr. Drake.
You'll be hearing from me. Goodbye. A Mr. Stavros said he was waiting to meet me in a pub called the Cricketers. I'd never heard of Mr. Stavros, but his style was dramatic. He said it was a matter of life and death. Beer, please.
Beer, sir?
Thank you.
I'll now drink beer with you, sir.
Another beer, please.
Thank you.
You write this note?
Perhaps.
You say that there is a certain piece of information which might be of considerable interest to a distinguished visitor to this country?
I do not say. The note says.
All right, the note says.
It is nice, I think. I first tell you a little about myself, a little background, yes?
Thanks, go ahead.
I'm a solitary man. My own little room, my own bed. There's only me and my cat living together quietly with love and peace. My little cat. Her name is Samuel. I thought it amusing to give a little boy's name to my little girl cat. You find it amusing? You agree?
Yes, I agree. It's very amusing.
Samuel, she has her amusements, yes, and I have my hobbies. Once my hobby was to set fires, commercially, you understand, for a fee, nothing personal, you understand?
I understand.
Oh, it was a big success, but I grew bored, yeah, dull. Now I have a more interesting hobby. I make bombs.
Commercially, for a fee. Nothing personal.
Exactly.
Oh, that's very interesting, but right now I'm rather overstocked on bombs.
Oh, no, you must not treat me like a door-to-door salesman. I'm not
so,
trying to sell you a bomb.
What are you trying to sell me?
A piece of information.
Oh, go ahead.
Early this morning, I delivered a bomb to a customer. It is intended for a very distinguished visitor to this country.
Thank you. Very much.
First.
First. About the bomb. The bomb.
Oh, yeah, the bomb. Well, usually I'm not concerned with what happened to my products. I make them, I deliver them, I take the fee. But this one, special thing. What an unusual order. And so delicate. A mechanism. A thermal bomb.
So naturally you became unusually curious.
Oh, it contains its own automatic detonating agent. It's, let's say, this is the casing, you see, and now I seal it. Once sealed, self-generating heat is produced by this element. Here, you see, at the set time, the fuse ignites itself and...
Very impressive.
Oh, my dear sir, the hours of experiment. And nothing comes easy. Endless trial and error.
Very few sincere craftsmen left in the world today.
That's the trouble. No pride in the work. No pride. Everybody just wants how much? Overtime, restricted practice.
Materialism is destroying us. Now, about the bomb. What time is it set to go off? You have delivered it, haven't you?
I can tell you who purchased it, where it is now, and what time it will detonate itself, and where. I do not think 10,000 pounds too high a price for this information, do you?
Rare bargain. How do you learn these things?
You're very clever, sir. Also cunning. If I tell you how, I tell you who and where.
All right. I'll pay. Now, where is it?
No. In advance. If the money is not forthcoming later, what steps could I take? Can I sue? Surely you see the delicacy of my position.
Oh, yes, of course there is that. All right, then I'll pay in advance. Now, if you were to come...
No. You get the money in cash. And give me a number where I can call you in 1 hour.
It won't go off before then.
Sir, I'm a craftsman.
All right. Here is a number where you can ring me. It's quite safe. It's a private line.
You're a splendid gentleman. It's a pleasure to do business with you.
Make a fool of yourself if you like, but do not make me look foolish in public, you hear?
And,
Oh, Mr. Drake, do come in. I told you about Mr. Drake, dearest. Remember?
Yes, of course. Glad to know you, Drake.
How do you do, sir? I have a report to make.
I will attend to Mr. Drake, darling. I know you have such a lot on your mind.
Thank you, my love. That would be most helpful.
And now I had to tell her that somewhere in London, a bomb was waiting to keep an appointment with her husband.
Couldn't you have had the police hold him?
Well, I considered it, but we don't want him, you know. We want the bomb, if there is a bomb.
And you think there is?
Yes, that's why I let him go. Oh, incidentally, I gave him the number of your private line up here.
Do you think he'll call?
Well, if he doesn't, then there's nothing in it. He's just a crank.
You say this bomb, if there is a bomb, is already set to go off at a certain time. Nothing will stop it.
That's right.
Well, then, of course, you must have the money. I'll arrange for it at once. Hello? Yes? Yes, that's right. Mr. Drake is here.
Hello, yes, Drake here. Yes. Yes, I have the money. Now, if you will come to... All right. 5 o'clock. I'll be there. Yes, alone. And to put the money in a briefcase, go to Paddington Station and wait by the bookstall.
Torres, we'll see that you're covered.
No,
His men will...
no. If he sees anyone watching me, then I won't be approached. I'm sorry, but no cover.
Very well, Mr. Drake. Go alone.
Yes, I think so.
At Bath, Bristol, Yatton and Weston-super-Mare. Change at Yatton for please. Attention please, Mr. John Drake. Attention please, Mr. John Drake. Telephone call for Mr. John Drake. Please call at the station master's office. Mr. John Drake.
Oh, I'm John Drake. You have a call for me? Thank you. Hello, John Drake here. No, that is not true. I have not broken my word. I swear there is no one watching me. I give you my solemn word. Now listen, if you come... made a bargain. A bargain. Do you remember? You said that you were a craftsman, an honest man. Remember?
I remember.
The bomb. Where is it? What time does it go off?
Tonight, 8:25. Precisely.
Tonight?
Precisely.
8:25. Precisely.
Craftsman.
Now, where is it? Where?
It's...
Well, you met him?
Yes, I met him. But unfortunately, someone had put a bullet in him first.
Oh, how terrible. Did he tell you anything?
Yes, he told me something, but not enough. Did you ask Torres to have a watch put on me?
Sorry, Mr. Drake, I have important business. No, I did not order anything of the kind. Why don't you check with Mr. Torres?
I will.
I promise you, my friend, no one gave orders that you were to be followed to the station.
How did the murderer know where to find him? Are there any extensions on the private line upstairs?
Of course not.
I told no one else. The only people who knew were the president and his wife. But who killed Stavros is not our main problem at the moment. We have to find that bomb. I'll go and check on the exiles. It seems to be the logical step. I'll be back later on. I knew where each and every one of them were located, and I could put my hands on them at a moment's notice. But none of them knew anything. I kept Leonido to the last. I had a soft spot for Leonido. Leader of lost causes, idealist in chief, and perennial sacrificial goat.
He doesn't know anything about this bomb, Mr. Drake. I promise you he doesn't.
I'm sure he doesn't, Rosa. Please forgive this intrusion.
Please, Mr. Drake, don't.
All right, you can come out now, ma'am.
Don't worry about anything, Rosa. I'll take care of it all. And I hope so much the new doctor will be able to help him. Mr. Drake, try to understand. A long time ago, when we were both children, Rosa was my friend. Whatever Leonido did to my husband and me, she is still Rosa. Whatever I can do to help her, I will do.
Why did you hide from me, ma'am?
I was not hiding from you. How was I to know it was you came into the room? It might have been just anyone. What the newspapers would have done with a story like that.
You have a point there.
You don't believe a word I've said.
Enter. Aha, Mr. Drake. Good evening.
May I bring my men in now, sir?
Men? What men? What for?
Oh, to search your suite, Mr. President.
Either you have gone mad or I have. Now tell me slowly, why should anyone want to search my suite?
Sure your wife has told you?
She told me nothing. One moment, she is here. Maria, here a moment.
Yes, my love?
What's all this nonsense I hear from Drake about searching the suite?
Mr. Drake has had information that a thermal bomb designed to kill us is concealed somewhere. Possibly in the embassy.
What, and you knew this and did not tell me? Oh, for heaven's sake, Maria.
I keep many things from you, Pablo. I saw no point in upsetting you.
By all means, bring in your men. Make a complete search. I cannot understand you, Maria. Not to tell me something as important as this.
May I suggest that you both go into the morning room that's already been searched?
Very well.
Thank you very much.
Keep me aware of any developments, Drake.
Oh, yes, of course. Would you come in now, please? Thank you. As quickly as you can. right, Mike, and stop packing. The search is completed. There's no bomb in the embassy.
Well, we can relax. The president has no further engagements for tonight. Will you have a drink?
No, thanks. I better go upstairs and tell him the alarm's over.
I think that little fellow of yours was mad, you know.
Oh, it's all right. The alarm's over. It's not necessary to leave the building any longer.
Good, but we are going out. Oh, excuse me.
Huh? I thought you were staying in this evening.
It is nothing official.
You should have told me.
My husband and I are going to the ballet, if you have no objection.
When did your husband make this arrangement?
I made the arrangement.
When? I should like to know, please.
The day we arrived, if you must know.
Who else knows of it?
Just my husband and myself. Now, we really must go. It would not do to be late,
I shall have to come with you, I'm afraid.
if you insist.
The thing was, which of the great lovers has had enough of the other? One of them for sure, but which? One of them was going to have a last-minute excuse for not getting in that car. One of them. And I thought I knew which.
Sir, a long-distance call. The Minister for Defense. He must speak to you immediately.
What now? Very well. Sorry, my love. You go on. I will follow.
I was wrong. He stayed behind, not her. Pull into the left here, please.
What is it, Mr. Drake? I'm in a
I'm
hurry.
afraid you'll have to be patient a moment now. Up, please. Go on, quickly. Thank you. Sorry, no time to argue.
Mr. Drake, will you kindly explain your extraordinary behavior?
I'm afraid that in 3.5 minutes, your car is going to... 3 minutes, 25 seconds too early. There are no real craftsmen anymore. Would you find a taxi, please?
Mr. Drake, what is all this about?
I'm sorry, but I suspect that it was your husband who tried to kill you.
I knew he hated me. But I didn't realize how much.
What do you intend to do now?
Nothing, Mr. Drake. Just carry on. My countrymen need peace. We cannot expose them so soon again to the horrors of revolution. But things will change slowly. We will work for that.
Well, why are you back so soon?
I'm afraid I have something very dreadful to report, sir.
Yes?
Your car has been blown up by a bomb.
No. My wife, she was in it.
No. Thanks to Mr. Drake, I was not.
I think you should know, sir, that I shall be making a full report on this, and if any other accidents were to happen to your wife in the future, I should make quite certain that the world knows all about this one. As far as I know, well, anyway, I hoped, they lived happily ever after.